Hello and welcome back after 2 weeks of international football comes to an end as we are back for Premier League of football here for match day 4. As of tonight, we have the Westphalia derby as Puerantos will host Los Andreas. And now let's get straight before we head to that matchup between Puerantos and Los Andreas to Jimmy Hansberg. Jimmy, we all know that a very big game for Puerantos, however, to get their first, hopefully, win today after obviously back-to-back draws for the last 3 matches at the start of the campaign. Do you reckon that Puerantos can get their first win here on this match day before they play their first ever Champions League game during the week of next week? What's your thoughts on any of the takers on that? Well, I believe that, Puerantos had a very slow start to the season. As you just said, 3 consecutive draws wasn't really good enough for the Puerantos team. But we all know that the international breaks happened. The players prepared, the players trained. Some players went to international duty. Some players stayed in the training facilities and really worked hard for the last 2 weeks. And so they returned back to club football. They worked hard in the training ground for the last 3 days altogether and to try and get themselves their first win of the season. And I do believe that that's the case. It could happen here on match day 4, but who knows? But as for Los Andreas, a team that also drew 3 matches as well straight ahead as well, they are looking for their first win of the season. We know that obviously Los Andreas are away from home. We all know it's going to be a real tough game for them to actually get something out of this matchup here for tonight's match, but at the same time, it'll be a very interesting game to see who out of these 2 local teams will win this matchup here on match day 4. Cheers there, Jimmy. Let's get straight now to the coverage here for the matchup here right now tonight, as we have here Puerantos at the Allianz Stadium, as they will take on here against Los Andreas. Now, let's head to the game. And we are here for the game, here live at the Allianz Stadium. Puerantos versus Los Andreas. And this is a huge matchup on the cards here tonight, here on RBC Sports, between Los Andreas and also Puerantos here in this matchup. And we know that these 2 teams are ready, these 2 teams are prepared. I'm going to find out here in this matchup who win today their first game in the Premier League, as both sides have actually dropped points in the first 3 games of the season so far this season. So it'll be a very, very, very interesting game if any of the 2 could get something out of this match, unless it'll be a draw maybe again. But as of the lineup here right now, Holland is up front. Williams returns back after international break. We've got Parr in defence with Parker, James Taylor in goal, and also Xhaka in the middle there for Puerantos there. But as for Los Andreas, up front, Zlatan up front with Falcao. We've got Hulk, Hamilton, Gascoigne, and also Olakaru, and also Koscielny in defence, Eric Gordon in defence as well, and goalkeeper Cal the Dragon. And the 2 teams are prepared, and the 2 teams are ready here for kickoff in this local game. Here we go, let's get the coverage on the way here live here this evening here on Saturday kickoff. It's Puerantos versus Los Andreas. Live here, a televised match in this game here. And then Neymar, Ronaldinho, he finds there to Demon Williams here now. Lost the ball now to Henry Olakaru. Now Falcao. Now Falcao holds the ball. Now to Zach Thomas. Now here's to Koscielny. Now back now to Zach Thomas again. Now pass there to Henry Olakaru. Now to Paul Gascoigne. Now that to Olakaru again. Holds it nice again now to Paul Gascoigne. Now here's the Granit Xhaka. Xhaka now, nice pass to the Haaland here. Haaland's through. Erling Haaland, 1-0 Puerantos. A brilliant goal for the Puerantos team. It's 1-0 there. And they're in front. A nice superb goal right there for Erling Haaland. Nice place pass there for the new signing from this transfer window in the summer, Granit Xhaka. Pass it nice and calmly there to Erling Haaland. And what Haaland do? He was calm, composed. He beats past Cal the Dragon. And now Puerantos in the lead here. And they're heading for their first win of the season in the Premier League, if it can happen. There's only 15 minutes played of the game though. Anything can happen though of the match. So good start of course of the matchup, as Puerantos of course take the early lead. And now Koscielny. And now is Zach Thomas now to, again, back now to Thomas again. And now to Gordon here. Now pass there now to Falcao. And now is on to Kanaku. Lost the ball there to Thomas Partey. On the attack. Now to Kaka. Okay, lost control of it there. Now to Bray Hamilton. Falcao. Partey. And now, brilliant pass there. Now Partey there. Into the box here. Could be a header there, but now back forward here now. Clearance there again. From Los Andreas as a defence. Now going to go now to the Puerantos throw-in here now for them. Now Thomas Partey will take it. Who's he going to throw the ball to? Trying to find an option somewhere. He's got to make sure he throws it somewhere, the ball. Okay, he throws it there to Neymar. Okay, that's going to be another throw in here, but to Los Andreas this time around as the ball was off the pitch by Neymar, trying to pass there to Kaka. And now here's to now Gascoigne. Now is Koscielny. Hamilton. Now is Eric Gordon. Now Matt Bateman. Zlatan. Lost the ball there. Now to Haaland. Haaland now. Well, Williams may be a chance. Clearance away there from Los Andreas. Nearly half time, nearly. Pass there to Koscielny. Now here's to Matt Bateman. Now to Gascoigne. Now Hamilton. Hulk. Okay, that's going to be there. A free kick. It's been given. A free kick from Bray Hamilton there. Got fouled there by Granit Xhaka. He's had a very good game so far, Granit Xhaka. Creating an assist there to Erling Haaland to create the first goal in the first half, I've got to say. He's been a very prolific midfielder in that holding midfield position. And now nearly over now for the first half. Now Hamilton now going forward here now for Los Andreas. And now lost the ball now to Xhaka. And it is over for the first half of the game here at the Allianz Stadium. As the score to score is Puerantos 1, Los Andreas 0. And we are back here now for the second half, and here we go for the second half here between Puerantos here and also Los Andreas. And now Bray Hamilton here, now to Zlatan, now to Hulk. They're trying to get back into the game here, Los Andreas, as they are trailing by 1-0 in the first half of the game. Now his again attack here from Los Andreas here, maybe a chance. Good defender there from Kaka. Pass there now to Haaland. Now here's Williams. Now here's to again to Zach Thomas here for Los Andreas here. Now is Henry Yanakanu. Now Gascoigne. Now is to Falcao. That's going to be a free kick. It's going to be here now. Foul's been given, and it's going to be a free kick here for Los Andreas. An elbow right there from Skaknia from the close angle from the camera. And Los Andreas got themselves a free kick. It's a chance, and it's gone to the hands of the save there from James Taylor. A clearance there now. Now to Haaland. Neymar. Now here's to Williams. Now Kaka. Pushing forward here. Now Williams. Now here's to okay. Lost the ball. Now here's to Gascoigne again. Lost it again there. Now back now to Ronaldinho. Now here's Williams. Haaland. Now here's to on the Kanu. Now to Falcao. Now Zlatan. Now here's Hamilton. Now Zlatan. And now here's to Neymar. Holding it forward here now. Now Gascoigne in here. Not long to go left, the clock by the way. Not long to go, the clock in this match. And Los Andreas trying to get themselves a goal and equalise the game. Unless Puerantos get their first win of the season, it looks like, after 3 consecutive draws. And Los Andreas lose their first matchup of the league season after 3 consecutive draws at the start of the league season as well for Los Andreas. But it looks like Puerantos are trying to get back into, let's say, good ways. But they do have their first ever Champions League game on Wednesday night, as they've got to play away from home to Galatasaray in Turkey in their first group game in Group G. And it'll be Galatasaray and Puerantos on Wednesday night after this matchup here right now, here tonight. And they are holding out here this 1-0 lead. 1 minute to go left, the stoppage time to go of the game here between Puerantos and Los Andreas. Puerantos are holding out this 1-0 lead to take their first 3 points of the season for Brian Clough's side. Trying to get it away. Then they do, and it's all over. And Puerantos have got their first win of the season here against Los Andreas, as it ends here as Puerantos 1, Los Andreas 0. It was an amazing result for us to actually guarantee ourselves our first 3 points of the league season. We've had a very slow start to August at the start of the campaign, but since the players came back from international break, they looked fired up here tonight, and they really did. I think that we've still got a lot of work to do in terms of trying to get maybe more consistency attack-wise maybe, but I do believe that it takes time for that as well, in terms of what the players been through, in terms of the international duties they've had, and also, getting used to the season as well in this new campaign, and also getting used to playing in the UEFA Champions League, especially as we do play our first game on Wednesday against Galatasaray, and that will be a very big game for us if we've got any chances on maybe getting our first European victory in the Champions League for the first time in our football club's history. And that's my duty as a coach, to actually deliver that for the Puerantos team. We've been waiting for this moment now for 5 years since this club was formed. We've always built one step at a time, and we got to the Champions League from qualifying last season, and we've got to use that in our advantage on Wednesday night against Galatasaray. And since obviously we got a bit of experience by winning the Conference League last season, I do believe that Puerantos have got what it takes to progress in Europe and actually go all the way to the finals of the Champions League, in my opinion. And I do believe the foundations are set, and I think we'll have a very good season. And I think tonight's game was a very big start of that. And we know that, Jimmy, that was a very huge victory for Puerantos. However, he actually nailed that in the coffin, Brian Clough's side, with the 3 points they've guaranteed themselves here on match day 4 of the Premier League since returning back from international break. Do you believe that this team is equipped as well for European football, especially the UEFA Champions League? Well, I do believe that Puerantos have got a very good group in the UEFA Champions League. They've got obviously Hercules Almelo from the Netherlands, a team that never qualified in the UEFA Champions League. They've got them, they've got Galatasaray, they'll be playing on Wednesday. They've also got Bordeaux as well. Is pretty much likely to be a winnable games for Puerantos in this Group G of the UEFA Champions League. But who knows? Anything could happen in the UEFA Champions League. Anything could play a part in this competition. Who could go through? Maybe. Who knows? You never know if Puerantos might do poorly in this group. But if you look at it on paper between Galatasaray, Bordeaux and Hercules, I think that they've got more likeliest favourites to actually qualify due to the players and the depth in the squad they've got. And I also got to say fair play to Brian Clough to actually become the manager, obviously, since the club was formed in 2019. Built the team slowly, gradually in the Premier League into a top house team in this division. And they've did that by gradually growing every single season. And they've got their reward for that. Winning the Conference League last season, to get into the top 4 from last season. And I do know what it takes for them to actually deliver that, of course, in the European stages every single week. And I do got my hats of Puerantos, of course, to maybe get all the way to maybe a round of 16 or quarter-final stages, at least, in this UEFA Champions League competition coming up this season. Okay, thank you very much there, Jimmy. And now let's get straight now into the other coverage, of course, during the afternoon matches this afternoon, a couple of hours ago, between all the other 9 games in this league. And now let's head to those coverage of those games. In the first 30 minutes of the game, Goldfield boys got themselves a chance to go 1-0 up, but a shot was deflected off the defender of AFC Richmond to give away a chance for a corner here for Goldfield Boys United. A very brilliant chance there for the German Tino Werner, and AFC Richmond gave away a corner here to Goldfield. And then Goldfield took the corner, crossed into the box from Kevin De Bruyne, right into the head right there to Roy Keane. Hit the crossbar into the back of the net, and Roy Keane, the hardest man footballer of all of football of the midfields, scores his first goal this season from a set-piece cross header from across there from Kevin De Bruyne to make it 1-0 to Goldfield in the game, as the legend player makes it 1 for the Goldfield team. And then AFC Richmond, however, got themselves a chance to go 1-1, but header was doinked away from a goal kick there for Goldfield Boys United. That's the only best chance that AFC Richmond had in the matchup to go 1-1, but unfortunately that head went way off away from the goal. And then, however, in the second half, Goldfield got themselves the second goal of the matchup as Jadon Sancho, another ball there to Kevin De Bruyne, then to Tino Werner, scores the second goal for Goldfield to make it 2-0 as Goldfield hunt for their first victory of the league season after a poor start of the campaign, as Tino Werner and Roy Keane gives them the first 3 points of the season, and that's a big win for them to win the game by 2-0 here at Goldfield Park Stadium earlier this afternoon. A brilliant start for Grasshoppers in the first 5 minutes of the game, as a great cross there from Joel Kensley into the head of Chirio Immobile, as Grasshoppers got themselves an early lead in the game, as Newport Dragons conceded a really silly goal right there from lack of defending from the Dragons. And 15 minutes later, Grasshoppers United made it 2-0 as Carlos Tevez striked it past Peter Schmeichel, as Carlos Tevez makes it 2 for the Grasshoppers team. Great pass there, I've got to say, there from Pel Neved, all the way there to 1-2 back to Tevez there from Mobile. Really beats past the keeper there from Schmeichel for the Dragons. And now Grasshoppers here lead by 2-0 in the first half of the match. But it was not much of the second half, however, as the game actually ended at full time, as Grasshoppers United guaranteed themselves 3 points again this week against Newport Dragons. Back-to-back victories are back on to Grasshoppers at the start of the campaign after 2 straight losses at the start of the season, but as of here this afternoon they won 2-0. At the Red Bull Arena, Red Bull to me took themselves in the lead before half-time. A cross there from Iron Robin into the head there of Dwight Young, as Dwight puts it past the keeper of Hugo Lloris to make it 1-0 to Tomito in the game. Brilliant cross into the box there from Robin, into the head right there into Dwight Young, and Red Bull Tomito lead by 1-0. And then a great long-range pass there from Conti there to Yuri Tillemans. Then Tillemans there, pass there to Eric Cantona, as Cantona really paced through the Red Bull Tomito defence, cross it into the head right there into Alexandre Lacazette, and then it was a goal back for Padres Impact to go level and equalise in the 89th minute to stop Red Bull Tomito from actually winning the game here at the Red Bull Arena, as the match ended 1 apiece between the two sides. A very, very poor start to the season for Ralph Rangnick's Hasenfield Terriers, but bad to worse for Hasenfield Terriers again this week, as Chesco Blue Tigers' Mo Salah 1v1 to Jens Lehmann beats past Lehmann in the 15th minute of the game, as Chesco lead here by 1-0 at the C Pro Arena. Brilliant strike past the keeper, and Chesco lead here by 1-0 in the game so far. And then Chesco Blue Tigers extend the lead to make it 2-0 as Sadio Mane assists the ball there to Mo Salah, as Mo Salah was 1v1 to Jens Lehmann, and Lehmann couldn't save that one as Mo Salah, the Egyptian, scores his second goal just before half-time, as Chesco are hunting for a big win here, it looks like, here at the C-Pro Arena. And then in the second half, however, Sadio Mane makes it 3 for Chesco Blue Tigers as Jens Lehmann couldn't stop that one as Sadio Mane, the Senegalese, makes it 3 for Chesco. As Hasenfield Terriers are very weak they were defensively. They have been so far the last 3 games. And again here, a goal for Mane as he makes it 3 for Chesco. And then in the 63rd minute of the game, Royce passes the ball there to Salah as Salah makes a hat-trick against here the goalkeeper Jens Lehmann. He mocked the goalkeeper, mocked the Hasenfield Terriers defence as Mo Salah makes it 4 for Chesco Blue Tigers. They are hunting for success here at the C-Pro Arena as Hasenfield Terriers have got a long, difficult, obviously, day for Ralph Rangnick as well, the manager, as it could be on the verge for him to get the sack potentially after 4 back-to-back defeats and 4 goals conceded here today, this afternoon, as Hasenfield Terriers 0, Chesco Blue Tigers 4, and a hat-trick for Mo Salah. It wasn't really much between Iceberg Forest and Addis Gunners as the defending champions of the Premier League, Addis, got themselves our only goal scored in the game in the first half in the 37th minute of the matchup by Luis Suarez. That's the only goal scored in the game as the match ended here at the Forest ground as Iceberg Forest 0, Addis Gunners 1. It's been very well documented for South Coast Rangers as a very good start to the season after 3 straight results at the start of the campaign as the underdogs South Coast were leading against the Georgetown Red Devils to go 1-0 in front at Old Factory Road as Lucas Perez makes it 1 for the South Coast Rangers team, and this could maybe a chance for South Coast to actually go 4 wins straight at the start of the campaign for the underdogs. But unfortunately it wasn't to be for South Coast to get their 4th straight win of the season as Kylian Mbappe, the new signing, scores his 2nd goal for the Georgetown Red Devils ever since joining from Inter Taloga from last season as he saves the Georgetown Red Devils from getting a point in the matchup here. But the game wasn't enough for the second half for the Red Devils as the game ended between the two sides, a draw here at Old Factory Road between the Red Devils and South Coast Rangers. It took Inter Taloga in the first 3 minutes into the game. The first counter-attack put them in the lead in the matchup as Riyad Mahrez beats past Bill Hilton to make it 1-0 to Inter Taloga as the Algerian winger puts it through the keeper, through his laces, into the bottom corner as Inter Taloga won the game in this matchup here by 1-0 here at the Santo Park Stadium here against Sporting St. Lake, as the only match ended in this game 1-0 between the two sides. Georgetown City are looking for their first victory of the season after 3 back-to-back draws so far this campaign, but Hakim Ziyech beats past the keeper of Hashtag to get themselves in the lead to make it 1-0 to the Sky Blues here in Georgetown. And a big goal right there for Hakim Ziyech to place it through the keeper to make it 1-0. And then 7 minutes later, Georgetown City made 2-0 in the matchup as Barella won the ball back for the Sky Blues. Maradona passed the ball to Thomas Hersey. Hersey beats past the keeper Ben Foster to make it 2-0 to Georgetown City. And a brilliant goal right there to extend the lead, and they're looking for their first win of the season. But then in the 62nd minute of the game in the second half, Hashtag United got themselves a consolation goal as Spencer beats past Ter Stegen, and that's 1 goal back right there for Hashtag United. But unfortunately it was actually over the matchup as Hashtag couldn't come back from 2-0 down as City got themselves their first win of the Premier League season so far on match day 4 as they won the matchup 2-1 at the Airlines Arena. And Wernal gave away a silly free kick outside the penalty box as Troy Deeney was failed by Vidic outside of the box. As a referee right here gives a warning right there to Vidic. No booking whatsoever, but Charlford Saturday rewarded a free kick outside of the penalty box for Charlford in the game. And however, Charlford got themselves a free kick outside the box as Carnu took the free kick, puts it in past Neuer, and Charlford Saturday goes 1-0 up against the famous Wernal in the first 4 minutes of the game here at Al Valley. And there was a good pass there from Patrick Vieira, not there to Mkhitaryan. And then Mkhitaryan there to Robert Lewandowski, then to Aguero. And beast pass there on Andre Canas as Wernal now are level in the game here at Al Valley. Beautiful pass, I've got to say, from Patrick Vieira there to Mkhitaryan. And then great all the way there from Lewandowski there to Aguero. Beast past Canas. And now it's one apiece in this match. And then 20 minutes later, when they scored the first goal, they got themselves a second goal that put them in the lead for the first time in this matchup, as Robert Lewandowski makes it 2-1 to Wernal. And they might have actually came out and got themselves their first victory of the season, as Wernal was struggling to get their first victory of the campaign after losing 2 consecutive matches in the league. Got themselves a draw in their last matchup against Georgetown City, but on match day 4 they got themselves their first victory of the league season, coming from behind from 1-0 to 2-1. The official results for match day 4 of the Premier League: Charlford Saturday 1, Wernal 2, Georgetown City 2, #United 1, Goldfield Boys United 2, AFC Richmond 0, Grasshoppers United 2, Newport Dragons 0, Iceberg Forest 0, Adders Gunners 1, Inter Taloga 1, Sporting Sand Lake 0, Hassenfield Terriers 0, Chesco Blue Tigers 4, Georgetown Red Devils 1, South Coast Rangers 1, Puerantos 1, Los Andreas 0, Red Bull Tomato 1, Padres Impact 1. So the official table of the Premier League, as we have the top half of the table. Adders Gunners move up to first in the league on goal difference with 10 points. In second we have his Chesco Blue Tigers of 10 points. In third and fourth we've got the Red Devils and South Coast Rangers with 10 points. In fifth we have his Inter Taloga with 8 points. In sixth we have his Padres Impact with 7 points. In seventh we have his Red Bull Tomato with 7 points. In eighth we have his Georgetown City with 6 points. In ninth place we have his Puerantos with 6 points. And in 10th position, to actually be in the top half of the table, is Grasshoppers United with 6 points. So in the bottom half of the table, we have his Goldfield Boys United with 5 points. In 12th position, we have his Iceberg Forest with 4 points. In 13th position, climbing up the table, is Wernal with 4 points. In 14th position, we have his Los Andreas with 3 points. In 15th position, we've got his AFC Richmond with 3 points. In 16th position, we have his Newport Dragons with 3 points. And in 17th position, we have his Sporting Sand Lake with 3 points. In the relegation playoffs, we have his United with 2. And in the automatic relegation drop, we have his Charlford Saturday and Hassenfield Terriers. And coming up on Wednesday, as we will have the UEFA Champions League, Conference League and Europa League will be taking place this Wednesday for the group stages for match day 1. As the Conference League will take place at 6 PM premiered on YouTube. The Europa League will be premiered at 7 PM on YouTube, and the UEFA Champions League will be premiered at 8 PM on YouTube this Wednesday coming up. And coming up the week from Monday on the 23rd of September, as we're going to have Adders Gunners, the defending champions of the Premier League, will take on the Georgetown Red Devils on Sky Sports, as these two teams battled out each other last season for the Premier League title, but Adders were crowned champions and the Red Devils came second. But this season, they both will be playing each other on match day 5 at 8 PM the following Monday on the 23rd of September, and all the other 9 matches of highlights of all the other games will be taking place on Monday Night Football the following week from Monday on the 23rd of September. And that's all for the coverage here today for match day 4 of the Premier League here on Saturday kickoff on RBC. And we'll see you guys, of course, for next week on Monday Night Football on Sky Sports, the following week of Monday on the 23rd of September. And that's all from myself here today, Gary Walker, and we'll see you then. Take care and have a good night.